I absolutely love hiking. It is one of my favorite things to do. My wife and I love to travel around and go to national parks, but when we're entering those parks, there's always something that catches my eye, and it's those national park welcome signs. You know, the ones they're kind of retro vintagey. They have the really nice retro script there along with the name of the national park. And so I figured we could make one together in Kittl super easily because we already have those kind of cool retro wonky shapes. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be super easy, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Searching on Pinterest, I've seen a lot of people making custom signs out of this retro shape, using them as name tags, cards, or like tags for merch, or for a ton of different things, from weddings to newborn baby invitations and birthday parties, or just literally patches for designs like apparel and merchandise and stuff like that. If you don't have Kittl yet, go ahead and sign up using the link down in the description. It's free and you can follow along with me. So here we are on the home page. I'm gonna go ahead and click New Project, and I'm just gonna keep it as the standard project size. And then over in the Elements panel, if I type in park sign, hit enter, look at all these cool park sign shapes that I showed you in Pinterest, kind of resembling that regular national park sign theme. So I'm gonna right click and flip it to the other direction. You could do whatever direction you want, of course. I just like it kind of pointing the other direction for whatever reason. And then we can get started by changing our color. So you see this bottom color, you can completely change it, or perhaps make it the same color as the shape so that you have one unified color for one shape. I'm gonna keep it as it is, and I'm gonna change the background to the same cream color. Now, if I go down to my project colors, I can make these a little bit different. And then over here, what I'm gonna do is make a badge element right here. So you see this symbol right here, this simple shape kind of resembles a shield or a badge. A lot of these parks will have this kind of like extra piece on it, kind of symbolizing that it's a national park. And so what I'm going to do is something a little bit different with it, what I'll show you later. I'm going to make it that same tan cream and then give it an outline of that same brown so you can see like it looks like a full piece of this. And then I'm going to show you a neat trick to get a second outline. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I'm going to hit Command or Control C and V so the object has been pasted. And then over in the layers, you see I have two different ones. I'm going to label the back one as back badge, which to label it, you can just double click in. I'm going to label the top one as front badge. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and also label the back as sign. So the sign shape is sign. Select the back badge, and then I'm going to change the weight color to that tan. And then as you can see here, as I increase it, it creates this kind of faux or this fake shadow outline to kind of knock it out from the shape of the sign. And I think it looks cool. It just kind of gives it a little bit of extra depth. You can add text with the T button, and so I'm going to type in welcome right here, and then we need to find our kind of national park script, which is called Yellowtail. It's very reminiscent. So then what I need to do is change our color, of course, so we can go over to the text color, make it that same cream or that tan, and then I'm going to duplicate this text. So if you hold Alt or Option key and drag, I can make a duplicate, go over to my typeface, and I'm going to use Adventurer 05. All of our Adventurer fonts, by the way, would be perfect for a style like this, for this national park outdoorsy style. I'm going to type in to my shop because I'm not making this for a national park. Those are already taken care of, but I am going to do something different and kind of make this cool little logo, if you will, for this shop, or maybe it's a tag, or maybe it's, you know, branding elements used for packaging. I'm going to size that up so that it's underneath welcome, add some more text with the T button, and then I'm going to type in Logger Guild. I don't know, I just kind of came up with that on the fly. It sounded cool. Like, guilds are super cool to me. I play a lot of video games, and there's, for some reason, always a guild in there. So these people make crafted goods out of logs. Why not? So there is our Adventure 01 script. I think, again, it fits this vibe perfectly. So then I'm going to change the color to that same cream. Again, containing everything within this shape, pretty easy to do. And then I'm just going to tweak some sizing here because I want Logger Guild to be quite big. I mean, that is the name of what we're designing for, essentially. So I think this looks pretty good. I'm going to add some more text, again with the T button. I'm going to go down to this really condensed Adventurer font. So the 6th one, Adventurer 06, I'm going to type in handcrafted goods. And then I'm going to expand the text box so it all fits. And then I'm gonna make it that same brown and give it some distance, some spacing in between the letters. Put that here in the middle, and so this is gonna be kind of some of our subtext, duplicating that Adventurer 05 font, and then I'm going to put established 2024. Again, this is subtext. It's, you know, extra. It doesn't need to be super big. It doesn't need to capture your attention. So I'm going to line these up, do a little bit of tweaking with the spacing here. Hey, real quick, I found something super interesting in my YouTube analytics for this channel, and it is that about 90% of people watching are not subscribed to Kittl. So there's a ton of people watching these tutorials, and I hope they're getting a ton of value from it. What I would like to ask you is if you could just take a second and subscribe to the channel. It truly helps us out. I mean, as a promise to you, I am going to dedicate that we put out the most quality content and increase that quality as well. Comment down below what else you want to see. We love seeing all of your suggestions and tutorial ideas, and we will make them for you. So please comment down below. And for now, let's get back to the tutorial. And then I'm going to start working on this little badge element here. So I duplicated that Adventurer 05 font and I put Made in USA. This is the section again that kind of symbolizes that wherever you are is a national park, just outside of the sign itself, which is quite obvious. So after we have this all taken care of, what I'm going to do is go over to the Elements panel and I'm going to type in Mountain Silhouette. Which will autocomplete for you because I want a little mountain scene here that is going to fill this space. I like this one a lot because it has trees included with it. I'm going to make this brown the same color brown and the tan the same color tan. You can see they're already kind of set as those outdoorsy kind of faded pastel muted colors, the earthy tones basically. I'm going to position this to where I think it's good. If you hold shift and scale the corners, you can kind of stretch this. I'm making it a little bit taller just to fit within that space. And then another little trick, another little hack is I'm going to add the same badge element and cover up the bottom of that so that it's brown. So I'm just adding this same badge element. I'm going to make it brown, and then I'm going to tweak it so that it hides the bottom of that cream color because I just need it to kind of fade away. I'm going to add a couple trees as well. And then now it kind of looks like there's too much space of the brown, so what we can do is add a little animal. I'm going to put a fox right there because I think that would look kind of cool. For some reason, the people in the Logger Guild like foxes. This one is perfect. This silhouette looks like it's going to knock out from that brown. So I'm going to size this down and put it right here. I mean, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I did see this on a Pinterest post that there was like a little bear or something in the bottom of a badge, and I thought that was really, really cool. So yeah, I think that's coming together. So for our regular like national park text, I'm not going to put that this is a national park preserve, but I'm going to put national park approved. So I don't know, maybe the logs or the trees that they use in this guild, you know, weren't, you know, endangering trees in the park. I don't know. You can get pretty intense with the reasoning behind this. I'm just kind of creating this as a template for you all. So you put whatever text you think is best. I'm going to put Geologica for this because I really like this sans serif font. And I think it's reminiscent of the ones that they use for, you know, additional subtext on those park signs. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to size this way down so that it fits. Again, it's all subtext. It kind of is just a little marker, a little badge, or like a certificate, if you will. What we're going to do is add some stars in between there to kind of separate the Made in USA and the National Park approved text. So we do need a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a divider in between there that not only fills space, but also kind of makes sense with where national parks would be. So in the basic shapes right here, I'm going to use this kind of wider star. It's not so sharp. It's not so round, I guess, but it's just a little bit wider. I fill the space a little bit, added a couple more trees. And then what I'm going to do is go to the elements and type in park sign and show you how you could make a different one that's a little bit more simple. Maybe you want one that's not as intense or as text heavy as this one. This one is closer to being like half and half, maybe not exactly, but I'm just copying my text here and the sign so that you have welcome to my shop, and then Logger Guild is actually the reverse, so it's brown on tan. So you can see how all I had to do was duplicate that text, fit it in the shape like that. And I mean, you could wash and repeat this process as many times as you would like to get something that's true to you, and maybe you could have some variations of the same thing, or perhaps if you're making name tags or if you're making, you know, product tags or something like that, that could be a really cool thing that you play around with. Again, I'm just doing a little bit of tweaking right here to make sure that all of the spacing and stuff is good. So once you feel pretty good about that, I'm going to show you some mock-ups. I'm going to select this bottom one. I grouped it just so I don't lose anything. And I'm going to show you some mock-ups with this one. Could do some improvements, but for right now, I'm going to click on mock-ups, and you can see what it looks like as a shirt. So now you can see I've sized it down, and this would look so cool as like a little patch on a shirt or a little badge or something like that. I think it would also look really nice on a tote bag. So if we open up the bags, this one's already in the woods, so that's like super fitting with like the pine cones and the pine straw all around it. I mean, yeah, I mean, this looks super cool. If you went to this store and got something and maybe the product comes in this bag, in this tote bag, it would also look great on like grocery style bag, like a cardboard bag, which we have down here. So if I click on one of these, you can see what it would look like the paper sack. That also looks really, really cool. Let me scroll down to the packaging and show you what it would look like on a box. We have some really cool different boxes on here. I'll pick the square one here on the left because I think that fits the overall shape, basically the overall space better. So that's looking pretty good. Again, there are so many different ways you can utilize this style. I hope you have a ton of fun making this style of design yourself. So that template will be available for you to edit and customize yourself. You can click on that template using the link down in the description. It'll take you right to it. Again, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, as well as comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.